I bet now I've got a microphone. How's it going, everybody? Never know when that's going to happen. Just random. Just wants to surprise me. My computer just says, hey, today we're not going to use the microphone, okay? Okay. So, how's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. How's everybody doing? What are you guys up to? I am all by myself. All by myself. I have mic now, right? Yeah, okay. I'm all by myself. Nobody's home. Just me. Trouble. I got some good stuff to talk about today. No sound. Oh my goodness. All right, I think we ought to give V Mortiera. Did I say that right? I think you get points for being first. The points don't mean anything, but you get points for being first because you actually asked when's the next stream, like less than a minute before I was ready to start it anyway. So congratulations. 1,000 points to Gryffindor. All right, how's everybody doing? Finally catching a live one again, Peter. Good to have you. Thanks for being here. We got all kinds of good folks here. Thank you. Oh, Steve is sequencing X lights. I have got to do a. Oh, is Quindor here? Oh, yes, there he is. Only half here, but trying to get a glimpse of the stream. We'll take what we can get. We'll take whatever part of you we can get. Quindor, thanks for being here. Okay, there's so many things I could talk about today. So many things. So I'm gonna probably miss some things, but let's give it a try. The store is in stock. Everything is in stock. We've got Dig2gos, we've got Octas, we've got Unos, we've got quads, all of it, tons of it. So now's the time to fill up. Hopefully it won't run out for a bit. This is the biggest shipment ever. We actually had a boat load, literally boat. So yeah, it's all there. It's on the site. Might as well plug Permatrack too. If you're getting to that point where you're thinking, okay, I'm going to start putting stuff up on my house. We got Permatrack as well. It's all available. So get to it. I will do another install of Permatrack before the end of the summer. Again, I've already got two ideas. One is a friend, well, actually DrZzs, right? The guy that's been doing videos with me. My buddy, John. We got to put lights on his house eventually, finally. And then the other one, I think I'm going to redo some of mine, maybe even all of them, as part of my backyard. I know we've done this before. You pixel heads you're going to tease me again because I think I've said this. This is at least the third time, if not the fourth time, that I've planned on putting a display, like a X lights sequencing light show on the back of my house. But this time I really mean it. Really. Travis's wife just texted. She passed. She's an AEMT, next step paramedic. Congratulations, Travis. Congratulations to Mrs. Travis as well. That's fantastic. Good news. Always feels good to get that kind of stuff under your belt, right? Pass a test. Good job. All right, Creative's here. What was I going to ask you about, Creative? It was probably going to be about servos and stuff, but I can't remember now. Not something we need to worry about right now today, but you were on my mind recently because I was doing all these magic treasure chest things, and so I thought of you because I thought, oh, he's the master when it comes to that stuff. So I'll have to ask you some stuff later. I can't even remember now exactly what it was I wanted to ask you, and I may have figured it out on my own, so it doesn't matter. But anyways, glad you're here. All right, what else can let's see. So we have lots of stuff in store. Just started playing with servos. Oh, awesome. Alkli. It has been a while. Thanks for being here. Johnny's here. How's it going? Okay, so that was one thing that I want to talk about was that stuff. Oh, I was looking for this other thing. I want to, before we get into the topic, so the topic of the day is going to be my magic treasure chest, which I was calling the magic box, and I kind of showed a little demo before. I'm upgrading it. I'm making it better. I'm going to make a video about it. So I want to show you some of that, and we'll go through some of that and try and replicate what I've done, because that's typically the problem is I do it, and then when I try and replicate it, it goes for some reason. Just the way of the world, I guess, the way of DrZzs projects. So I want to do that. I want to talk about matrices as well, because I went a little crazy and I've got a lot of matrices here. So I think we could plug a bunch of matrices in and mess around with WLED and doing multiple panels, multiple matrices panels, and how you manage those and get it to look the way you want it to look. I want to talk about the Las Vegas LED sphere. I think that's something we need to replicate, fellas and gals, if there's gals too. But we need to replicate that. I need to build one. If you haven't seen the Las Vegas sphere, we'll look it up. We'll show you later on. But we need to build a scaled down one. Like, it's got to be a part of. If I'm gonna have a light show, if I'm gonna have a LED show in the backyard, I gotta have one of those. Okay. Then I was gonna talk about this. I was gonna help this lady out, this Elecro person, but I tried to make this thing do some stuff, but I am just not good enough. I am not good enough. Yeah, the sphere, when it did the eyeball, isn't that crazy? But crazy and so freaking cool at the same time. Okay, so we're going to look at this. I want to show you guys this Elecro thing. And I've showed you before. It's this small one, right? It's the small one. It has like a camera. It's ESP32 based. Here, I think this one's it. This is it. Now, here's my proposal. So this is the thing, right? I've got this. I've got it here in my hands. I've played with it. I've turned it on, turned on the demo. I haven't done anything with this firmware yet. I've been looking through their projects that you can do with it. And I know Volkov did, I say his name wrong every time. It's not how he says his name. That's how I say his name, but I know I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry, sir. But I don't have the time to dedicate to put into this. So I want to find someone out there, one of you I'll send this to you. You make it do magic stuff and then join me on the stream to show it off. Okay. That's what we want to do. All right. So if you're interested in that, let me know through Discord or whatever. Eventually I'll pick somebody and I'll send this to you and you do some magic stuff with it, make it do awesome things, and then talk about it on the stream with me at some point, and then you can keep it and do whatever cool stuff with it. Okay. This nice lady sent it to me, and I haven't done anything with it enough to help her with her job. And so I feel very bad that she's been in trouble. So can I make it catch fire? No, I can do that, John. I can do that. Do you have one of those, Creative? Oh man, if you figure out how to make it do something awesome, let me know. You loved the arcade video. Oh, Simon, thank you. That's another thing I wanted to bring up too, is I wanted to make a plug for our for this latest video that I put out, which I put a lot of work into, and I was really happy with it. And I'm trying to do things a little different, right? I'm trying to expand. And I want to do a lot of different things. I love doing LEDs, love doing homes, but I want to do more stuff. So I did this arcade table up at the Hobbit house and made a little video about it. It's not very long, it's 6 minutes. Gives you some information about, what to do if you wanted to make one, but really it's just kind of showing it off and making it kind of fun. Not a ton of people got to see it yet. So anyways, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. I think what I'm going to start doing when I do these videos is I'm going to start doing them as premieres right as I'm getting ready to start the stream. So we can show the video, we'll watch it together right before the stream, and then we'll start the stream, and then we can talk about it and stuff. Okay. But I want to do more of these, and I want to do more different kinds of projects. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Don't go check it out right now. Go check it out after. Don't leave. All right. So that was another thing. I wanted to plug that. I wanted to plug the Elecro thing. Checking all these things off the list so then we can dive into the project stuff. The other thing that I just had on my mind, busy watching Michael Hansen from Nabu Casa talk about voice. I had the choice of him over you. I don't know Michael Hansen from Nabu Casa. Oh, I think I do know who that is. I didn't know his last name though. Can I use a smart LED in a three-way lamp? Smart LED bulb in a three-way lamp. Nick, Not really. So the problem with LED bulbs is if you switch off the power to them, they don't switch back on. You know what I mean? Like you can't remotely turn it back on. Can you use it in a three-way? When you say three-way lamp, I assume you mean a three-way switch, right? Like you've got switches in two different places or three different places maybe, and they all can control the same light. And yeah, you can put a bulb in there that does that. The problem always with those lights is they need power all the time so you can turn them on and off. So if you go way back to the videos I did years ago, the thing to do, I think the thing to do with bulbs like that is to leave them powered on and then make your light switches just send a signal to Home Assistant or something, or the app for that bulb, if that's what you're doing, to turn the bulb on and off. The lamp that has 3 settings. Oh, you mean like dimming? 50, 100, 150. Oh, I don't know about that lamp. Not sure about that. You can try it, Nick. I don't know. You probably can't hurt it. Is the voice guy, okay, the guy that they, okay, great. Was he streaming today and I missed it? James, oh, I didn't know Michael was streaming about voice. I would have totally joined in. I didn't know that. I should know that. I need to be part of that. Because I have been digging voice. There's one more thing on my mind. I guess the other thing is probably the only other thing before we jump into the magic treasure chest here is my network. See this? This is my router. Notice anything funny about it? It's not connected to anything because it died. And I'm going to drop kick it. So he was on a Hungry Media podcast. It was a premiere. Oh, cool. HK Media podcast. Oh, awesome. Okay. Let's talk about this for a minute. So this is my Unity Dream Machine. Very wireless. Yes, that's right, John. Very wireless. This is my Unified Dream Machine or Ubiquity. I don't know which one they go by, but whatever. It's the Dream Machine, the UDM. And I bought this thing, I think it was 2019, maybe, and redid all my network, spent a bunch of money. I think it was like $600 when I bought it. And for those of you guys that have been around, you know that it has caused me a lot of grief. And it's been good, and then sometimes it's not good. Some of the times when it's not been good, it's been my fault. Fair. But it has also just kind of freaked out on me several times. There's been some question about whether or not, because it was so early, that they made improvements to the hardware and some things afterwards. How many amps the UDM can take before it goes up in smoke? I think it's too late. Anyways, it died on me this week. 1 minute, everything's fine. The next minute, it's dead. Nothing. And nothing, PoE powered off eventually. Nothing, it wasn't broadcasting. Nothing could connect to Wi-Fi. Nothing that was plugged into here would work. I went through a bunch of troubleshooting stuff with the Ubiquity people on their Discord channel. Tried plugging in a device, a computer, like a laptop right to this, and trying to telnet and SSH, and I could ping it, but it would not communicate with me at all. So I bit the bullet and I bought another one. Now they have the Dream router, which is a little less bulky than this, I guess, or a little less heavy duty in some ways, but maybe more for the consumer and less, maybe, I don't know, high end, I guess. It's a couple $100 less than this, but so it's on the way. In the meantime, what I'm using, everything is just running through the router. Basically, the modem that Comcast gave me is now the router. But anyways, I can't get this thing to function. So I would be interested, if anybody out there is so inclined, this is also something I would be willing to send to somebody who wants to try and make it work, or at least figure out why it stopped working. As if it's still salvageable, that would be nice. If it's not, then it's not, and we'll shoot it or something. I don't have any guns, but we'll drop kick it. All right. So, anyways, that's been my last few days, is trying to sort that out. Right now, I have about half of my smart home stuff working, maybe less. It did not die. It committed suicide. Yeah. Switched to TP-Link Omada for the whole shebang. Really. So an interesting thing here. The advantage of a heavy router is that you can use it to wedge the door open when it dies. Oh, that's a great idea. I will totally use this to keep my office door open. Great idea, Steve. I like that idea. It's perfect for that. $600 doorstop. What I was going to say about that. Oh, so interestingly though, I do have several of the Unify access points, right? I've got a couple of the pros and a light, and I think I have an outdoor, I have an outdoor one as well. And they're working. And they're wired, through their wired connections, through their Ethernet connections to the big switch that I have and to the router that Comcast gave me, which is the modem basically, modem/router. And so my Wi-Fi networks work, but everything's got different IP addresses. Home Assistant's all jacked because the MQTT is not working. It's got all the wrong IP addresses, blah, 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 blah. So when I get the new Dream router, I'm going to start over and put that stuff all back together. If it pings, at least its brain is running, right, Dutch? I would have thought that would be pretty good. Tried the factory reset. I did. And I couldn't get anything. Unfortunately. So I think it's probably some piece of hardware has died in there. But anyways, sad day. Sad day. Okay. I think that covers all of the little bits of stuff. So shall we dive into the treasure chest? What say you? A little advice. Next time, put your DHCP server on your Home Assistant server. Really? I mean, I could do that. See, there's something. So, Ofer, I just don't know enough about networking. I'm just an old guy. I'm just a doctor. I don't know a lot of stuff about networking, so I can't really manage some of those things very good. That way I'd be able to save the allocation table. That makes sense. I like that. I certainly like that idea. I just don't know how to do it. But since I'm going to have to do it all over again, maybe that's something worth looking into. Okay, doke. Let's look and see. I haven't turned on this overhead camera in a bit, so let's turn it on and see what it shows us. All right, there it is. Great. That's not too bad. It's a little yellow. The color's a little bit off, but maybe we can play with that just a second. Can't. Seems like no matter what I do, the settings are off every time I turn it on. It's not like the lighting is different. I don't know. Oh, well, one of these days. How long have I been streaming, guys? Like years. And I still have stream troubles. Ooh, that's not very good, though. Let's just go a little bit less yellow. Okay. Great. That's good enough. Good enough for now. Okay. Probably looks the same. Still yellow. Any warranty on that one? I doubt it, Alan. It's been so long. I think they have 2-year warranties, and it's probably been, it was like when it first came out. So it was like 2019 or something. And then when I bought the new one, I paid extra for overnight or next day air. It said next day air. I think I bought it on, I want to say Thursday, probably. So next day air, it'll be here Monday. Anyways. Okay, so let's talk about this. Now, you guys remember, I made this little box, this little magic box, I was calling it. It's a treasure chest. And I had in there an ESP32 and a little amplifier and a speaker and a strip of LEDs and a servo. And it was working pretty good. But then for some reason, the audio output stopped working. And I'm not exactly sure why. I think it has something to do with the ESP Home Media Player component and maybe some changes that have been made there. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that was because that was when I did that. It was before the voice. It was before we had Home Assistant voice, right? So I think they had to make some changes to the I2S component in ESP Home to get the microphones to work for voice. And somewhere in that process, I think something changed, and I haven't been able to get this thing to do what I wanted it to do. But that's okay, because I know you can't tell because there's such a hodgepodge here, because I have made a change. Do you remember a few weeks back, I took a Dig2go, which is what this is, and I turned it into a voice. And I got some help. I think it was Jesse and probably some others that helped come up with the ESP Home components and the sketch that we needed to make this Dig2go device into a Home Assistant voice device. And it worked. Now, I put that aside, and I was, as I was saying, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to make this treasure chest thing better. I'm going to make some improvements. Got a better servo. I got a better amplifier. Got better speakers. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to upgrade this and do it better. And I thought that the Atom Echo would be the way to go. I thought, okay, well, it's got everything we need, right? It's got a speaker, it's got a button, it's got a microphone, it's got some extra outputs. Like, this will be the thing to use. Not so much. It didn't work so well. Bummer, right? Bummer. I tried using the same ESP32 that I had, but I was trying to do it with the same sketch, and it also was just not quite cutting it. And so what I tried the voice, my Dig2go voice, and it worked. And it worked well. Like, everything worked. I was impressed. I was so excited. Bad modem from Amazon. One time customer support was great. They knew it was important, so they shipped the replacement out immediately and told me to just return the one within a month. Wow. How long did you have it, James? I'll try it. Heck, I'll try it. I think I did buy this from Amazon, actually. The new one I didn't. The new one I bought directly from Unify or Ubiquity. I don't know which name to use. Anyways, so I got this Dig2go to work as not only the Home Assistant voice, but also as my Magic Treasure Chest component. So check this out. So first we'll do the voice thing. So I can hold this. Well, it's not going to actually turn off the light, but it'll respond at least. Let's get to this up by the speaker, so hopefully you can hear it. Let's see if it turns me into a liar, as it often does. Turn on office light.
Turned on switch.
Did you hear it? Turned on switch. So yay, right? So that's awesome. Now, here's another other thing. We should probably, I'm going to end up wanting to, why is E not working here? Let me refresh that. Hadn't had it long, yeah. Did someone say LEDs? Hey, Stubbs. Stubbs, since you're here, thank you for being here, by the way. So I'm going to catch you up specifically on one thing. You and the Pixel Heads. Have you seen the Las Vegas LED sphere? Okay, we need to build one. Okay, we need to build one. Smaller, of course, but we need to build one. We need to, and we need to tell everybody how to do it. Okay, so I've got some ideas, but let's keep talking. I want to hear your ideas. And yeah, if you haven't looked it up, look it up. We'll look it up before the end of the stream. But we got to build one. Okay, it's a must. It's a have to. There's not a maybe. And this is not a let's try. This is a do or do not. Right? We have to. Okay, it's too dang cool. Too dang cool. All right. Yeah, I'm probably out of luck. You're right. Okay. Let's go here. We're also going to go. Oops, let me turn off this camera for a second. We're going to go into Home Assistant here, and we're going to look for the voice. Dig2go voice number servo. Might as well use that one. Let's go to that one. You can watch my servo here. Oh, let's actually move this over to this camera. That camera, I think, is going to do a smaller picture. I have so many cameras on my desk. It's awesome. It's great. Can you have too many cameras on your desk? Nope. All right. So when I move this, right? Awesome. Now the problem is, got to be careful. I do have to be careful, very careful, because I'm powering this. I shouldn't do this. I'm powering this from my computer. So that's probably a bad idea. Maybe I should change that, because when it draws a lot of power, my computer goes, ugh. All right, we're going to try it. We're going to move it to, I've like totally freaked it out before, because I have it right now just for fun. I have it hooked up to these LED rings. Oh, there. I have it hooked up to these LED rings. And when I was messing around with getting them all working, I turned it on. I turned it on and it was set to full brightness and white. And so as soon as I turned it on, it started drawing way too much power from the USB on my computer, and all my monitors went off. Like my computer started totally freaking out. So that was a bad idea. Don't do that, Justin. Don't do that anymore. All right, we're gonna push this one over here. We're gonna use the smaller camera, I think, more often today. All right. Okay. Isn't that LED sphere awesome? Cookie, isn't that thing's awesome? The sphere is sort of difficult because each string will be a different size, but it would be amazing. That may require math. It is going to be amazing. It is going to require math. Do you remember when I tried this thing? Remember this? Some of you guys might remember this. This was from like Christmas time from like a year or more ago. And I didn't know this, but I found this guy did a video, and this must have been his kit. And they were selling it on AliExpress for a while, and now it's not available anymore. And I've got it, as you can see, only partially done. But yes, it's going to have to be, because we don't want a sphere where like all the LEDs at the top are like all bunched up and then in the middle they're all spread out. It's gonna need to be like rings that are, a certain number of pixels around the bottom, and then more pixels on the next string, and more pixels on the next one, and more pixels on the next one, and more pixels on the next one, up and up and up. Oh my God, I'm so excited about it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Okay, anyways, so we did the servo, right? Now we can make the servo work again. Oh, because it was already set to there. Okay, and this is a fancy servo. It's a 20 kilogram servo instead of the cheap little ones. And it's also got a longer range of motion. So that's great. So that's working great off the Dig2go voice here. And then if we go to, let's see, we're going to go here. We're going to go device info. There we go. Now we're going to go to the media player. And if we go browse media and we go text to speech, cloud, we can have it say something. Hear it.
Hello, Blue DrZzs. You can play any text on any supported media player.
Okay, you heard that. That's awesome. The other thing, now the other problem. Well, we can also do this, right? This was what I was using. Okay, so I can have sound effects inside Home Assistant that work, that do the thing. Yay, right? Yay. Oh, and then the lights. This is the last thing I'll show you. Here's the lights. Oh, see what I mean though? Gotta be careful, man. That sucker comes on and it's white and it's bright. Holy Moses. Probably I shouldn't have so many LEDs on there, but thank goodness. And then there's a few effects, not a ton, but there's a few effects, just because this is ESP Home. So it can do a few things just for fun. And I'm not really going to use these circles in there. I bought these circles, and so I had them on my desk and I was playing around with them. So it's fun, but I got everything to work off this Dig2go voice, right? Isn't that awesome? What is the rough range of the mic on the Dig2go? That's a great question. Let's see. Let's try this. Let's just try this. Turn off Dig2go voice pigtail.
Sorry, I couldn't understand that.
He said he couldn't understand. Turn off office light.
Turned off switch.
Okay, he heard me there. So I'm about 2 feet away. Let's go a little farther. Turn on office light.
Turned on switch.
He heard me there too. So now I'm like arm's length. I'm arm's length away from it, and it's still working. Turn on office light.
Turned on switch.
He still hears me. So it's arm's length. It's all the way over there. So you see my arm's over there and my head's over here. So yeah, that's pretty good. Turn on office light.
Turned on switch.
It's working. It's working pretty well. And you know, it's interesting. It pauses these lights for a second when it does that. Now, the one issue that I'm going to have with this and making the treasure chest is I did want to have a button that you could press to sort of say the magic word, right? Press the button and say the magic word. that's not going to work with this because this is going to have to be inside the box. So unless I go in there and solder something on and break out the pins for that button, I'm not going to be able to do that, which is kind of a bummer. But whatever. I don't know. I don't have a choice. What we may do instead, however, is there is the new, in the next version of Home Assistant, so whatever we're at now, 23.7, I think, 23.7, there is a like voice activation, not service, but you can make a voice activate thingy. Hey, Graham, how's it going? Thanks for being here. Yeah, there's a in the next, or in this coming, or I don't know if it's out yet, but it's coming. The next Home Assistant version, there's a voice activate service, I guess. I don't know what else to call it, but basically you can have a different thing activate the voice command. So we might need to do that to get it to activate the voice. But at the same time, having it as the voice is cool, but not maybe necessary. I wish I had a couple more pins here, but I don't. Let me tell you one more bummer thing. One more bummer thing is I got this awesome, I thought it would be awesome, amplifier. So I've been using these real cheap little, I don't know what they're called. I don't have my glasses. Oh, here's a pair of glasses. I've been using these little, let's see, it's the Max 98357A I2S mono amp. All right, that's what I've been using. But I bought these thinking I'm going to upgrade. And these they were listed on ESP Home as compatible. I don't remember what now, and they don't have their part number on here. We could look them up on Amazon, but I could not get them to work. If I simply swap out that amplifier for this amplifier, it's not working. I need to do some more testing. I was messing with it at like 1 a.m. last night, so that's why it didn't work, right? Because that's what happens at 1 a.m. when you're messing with stuff. So you guys want to look at the sketch? I don't think you were supposed to spill those beans. Oh, really? Nah, it's all fine. It's fine. It's fine. I think there's already been other people that have put out videos about it, I'm pretty sure. Announcement on the 20th. Oh, oopsies. Ha ha ha. Well, there you go. That's what you get. Bonus for watching the stream is you get the secrets. You get all the ESP or all the Home Assistant secrets coming out. Let's look at so if you have a voice, let's try and do this. Let's take another Dig2go. Here's another Dig2go. Okay. I don't know what I've done with this one, but we're going to turn this one into an ESP home device, and we're going to try and replicate this. Okay? What do you think about that? We try and replicate this? I think we should do it. Okay, let's do it. Because it's one thing to be able to make it. It's extra difficult to be able to replicate it, be able to make it reproducible. Have you guys noticed? And this may be something else. I don't remember now if this was last iteration. Add a microwave sensor instead of a button, so you wave your hand in front of the machine to activate it. That'd be cool too. Yeah, I'm out of pins on this. I'm out of pins. At least I'm out of available pins. I could pop it open and put the pins out. I think it needs to be like something you touch, like a Z-Wave or a Zigbee. How about a Zigbee button that you wear? Right? And then you press the Zigbee button and then it does the voice activate thing, right? So it's like, right? I know, Graham. That's what I was talking about. There it is. That's right. That's right. Was that you? Did you do that? Because Paulus told me that somebody put in the pull request or whatever, did the changes for ESP Home to make a dark mode, to put it in dark mode. And they said they did it so that they didn't burn their retinas watching DrZz's stream. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Graham. That's awesome. That was so funny. I was tickled when he told me that. That was great. Much appreciated, sir. My retinas are just look at them. They're amazing, right? They're just so good. Everybody else their vision is gonna last years longer now, thanks to you. We have it all. We thank Graham for extended life of our retinas. Now, thank you very much, man. That's a great upgrade. Needed that for a while, so good job. All right. This is the ESP Home Dig2go sketch. And let's go through it all here and see what we see. Now we got, I don't know about this, some of this parts. I don't think some of this is working right. The friendly name stuff. I think I got a problem with that because if you go back to, if you look at my entities, I got like all these extra entities and they're named wrong, right? Oops. There. So I've got like this friendly name. I don't know why there's so many of these. I don't know what's happened here, but I think it's probably because of some of this stuff. So I think we need to change some of this. Been asking for years to get ASP Home themed. Odo didn't want to because of the standalone what it entails. Well, thank you, Graham. We all appreciate it. Cheers. Getting low on Dr. Pepper, gonna have to remedy that. All right. So ESP Home, I want to just change. So substitutes. So that's where it's wrong. Like that's just wrong. I don't know why. Let's just get rid of substitutes. Don't you think? And just put the names in here. I don't even know what comment would be. I don't even know where this came from. I'm not sure how to use substitutions. Well, let's just do this. Let's just take out substitutions. We'll call, oh, we're going to make a new one. Sorry. Let's, we'll come back to that. Let's start with just making a new device. Okay. Let's start at the starting. Begin at the beginning. All right. So I'm going to take my Dig2go, which is intended as an LED controller and a very good one, by the way. But I'm going to plug it in to my computer, and then I'm going to go to new device, and I want to set up a new device, create. This will be configured to connect to the Wi-Fi and stored in your secrets. We knew what you meant. We knew what you meant, Creative. We knew you meant Odo. All right, so this is going to be, we'll call it D to G voice beta. I don't know. Okay, next. Oh, wait, this is going to be hard. I don't know which kind it's supposed to be. Whatever, we'll do that. That's fine. Install that. Great, no big deal. Now what do you want to do? It's connected to the computer. Preparation failed. See what went wrong. Let's try it again. Let's just start over. Starting over. Getting rid of beta. Delete this. Delete this. Let's start over. New device. Let's go to Open ESP Home Web. We'll do it this way. This is better. Connect. Oh. It's not connecting. Oh, really? Maybe this cable is only for power. Let me see if I've got a cable that I know is data. Yeah, I should use stuff like that, like substitutions, but I don't. There it goes. So the data or the power only USB cable strikes again. The bane of many DIY projects. All right, we're going to connect. Bingo. Prepare for first use. Excellent. Install. Great. So substitutions, anywhere you put it in, change the name once at the top and everything in the bottom where it says friendly name, it puts that in. Can you substitute other things besides just friendly name? I don't know what else you would want to, but could you? Probably could. Does my store ship to Canada, Matt? I don't usually do Canada. It turned out, and this was during COVID stuff, so maybe it's different now, but shipping to Canada was not any easier for me than shipping anywhere else in the world. And I think there might have been a time in the past, maybe where, relations between our two nations were better. And it was a bit more free in between the two to get things back and forth. But what I found trying to ship things to Canada in the past has been, it's no easier and no less expensive and no faster than if I was going to try and ship something to England or China or something else. I mean, it was painful. And I had stuff get stuck at customs for a month and people didn't get it. So I've left all of Canada back to the store, the international store. So I'm sorry, but it wasn't gaining anybody anything, unfortunately. Substitutions would work for anything. All right, Graham's the man. Okay. If it's a sketch where it pulls stuff from a website, it relies on substitutions to work. Gotcha. Mostly everywhere. So I'm not using the voice. I'm not using the website-based dealy mahoo for the voice. All right, let's connect it to Wi-Fi. Password. Everybody should know this one, I think. I typed it wrong. There we go. Okay. Provisioning. Provisioned. Yay. Visit the device. I wonder if that'll work. Oh, yeah, it'll work. It'll just pull up a blank. Yeah, it'll just pull up this. No big deal. Okay, great. All right, so now we're going to close this. Now we're going to go back to ESP Home, and here's a new device. Yay, new device. We're going to adopt this new device, and we're going to give it a new name. We're going to call it D2G. Oh, wait, I don't. D2G Voice Beta. Okay, and we're going to adopt it. And there's a key. Great. Excellent. And it's going to do some magic stuff here. You missed the box for dark mode? Oh, good. Well, glad you saw it this time. Excellent. Don't have it use the webby thing. I don't like them either, but if you do the substitution, have to be right to work. I got you. Okay. And that may be why I had troubles trying to use because when I tried to do it myself, if you just use, it's really great for setting up these to just be the voice assistant. Thank you, Marcus Hunter, for subscribing. Let's do this for Marcus. When you're setting up these, just these are the Atom Echo. You want to just set that up for a voice, press the button and say a thing and it does its magic. If you want to do that, then setting it up through the website, the way that the Nabu-Casa dudes have it set up is super easy and super fast, and it works. Didn't we do it? We did it from the Hobbit House last week, I think. Didn't we? I did it at the Hobbit House. I can't remember if I did it during the stream or before or after, but anyways, it's super easy. But if you want to set up your own and you want to use a different device, not just one of these, then it's a little bit trickier. I struggled with it anyways, but I struggle with a lot of things. Any of you guys do animatronics? There's a squirrel for you.
Huh?
Anybody do animatronics? I want to do some animatronics. Do you want to see? Since we're waiting for this thing anyways. Here's a sneak peek for another future video. Did I show you this? Oh, I did. Didn't I put out a little short, I think, about these? AliExpress, I think it was $15, $20 maybe for one of these. And they come with this silly little atomizer, but it blows smoke. It basically just, you put a little bit of water in here and it blows smoke and lights up. So I'm going to take one of these. I already started on this one because it was kind of messed up, so that's perfect. I'm going to make the mouth open and close, and I'm going to put this kind of a Dig2go thing in here. So it's going to do this. It's going to blow smoke. It's going to light up. It's going to talk, and it's going to be at the Hobbit House. Why? See, and the reason I asked, does anybody do animatronics, is because I know I can do this with Home Assistant and ESP Home, but it's probably not the best. There's probably other ways to do stuff like that that are made to do stuff like that. And I'm instead doing it, you know, the DrZzs way. Anyways, just putting that out there. If anybody has insights into animatronics and ways to make that kind of stuff happen. I already have a squirrel because some jerk was talking about a sphere. You know what would be awesome? Okay, let's back up to the sphere for a second. An LED hat, like a beanie cap. That's LEDs everywhere. The little thing in your pocket that does stuff on the LED screen on your head. Yes, I need it. I need it. Okay, sorry. Back to this now. We're unsquirreled for a second. Okay, so here we go. ESP Home thing, it's all there. Great, done. Download logs, perfect. We're in business. Okay, awesome. So this is the Dig2go voice beta. Now, I think if I go down here to notifications, it will tell me it discovered a new device, right? Yes. So we need to do that. Let's check that out. I think that's what this is going to be. Yes. This is the This is the Comcast router, I believe. So we're going to leave that alone. Sounds like a very warm hat. Perfect, right? It's like it's warming up. It's perfect. And I'm sure it has absolutely no impact on your brain waves or brain cancer or anything like that. Okay. All right, anyways, we're going to configure this. We're going to just adopt this guy in, submit. Oh, you can find it in the system dashboard where the device is configured. Oh, I guess I got to do that first. So if I go back here, voice beta, is this the key? I'm not sure it is, but whatever. Probably is. I didn't have to do that before. I wonder why. Check it out. We're going to go here, configure, put that in there, submit, success, office. Everything is in the office. Okay, awesome. So now we can go back here. Now we can open up two windows and we'll start copying and pasting stuff between the one we know is working, which is this Dig2go voice, and the Dig2go voice beta. All right? All right. So we're going to edit that. Pop that out. Oh, it went away. Interesting. Okay, edit that. And then we don't need that. And we don't need that. And we don't need this. We're going to go to ESP Home again. Pop this guy out and make it a little smaller. We are. All right. Excelente. Okay. And now we're going to do Dig2go voice beta on this side. Okay, great. So now we're going to copy things back and forth, right? Right. I've edited all my keys to be the same key that I use a local ESP Home secret in my sketches to read it so no one can see it. Oh, that's very smart. You do smart things. You do smart things, SG. How's that laser engraver going, by the way? It should have not asked for the key. There's a problem, a bug there. Well, it's funny, Graham. It didn't ask for it last night when I was doing this. Same thing. So maybe just a blip. A blip. I don't know what the technical term for a blip is. It's funny. It's probably the same for you guys, right? So as a doctor, I'm actually a doctor for those who didn't already know this. People try and understand what's going on with them, and without the without taking all the classes and having all the education, you have a different way of, as the patient has a different way of understanding or explaining, what's going on or trying to piece together what's going on. I feel the same way with you guys a lot of the time, where you guys are telling me stuff or we're working on something and it makes sense to you. Something that you're saying makes sense to you, but because I don't have that education, I don't understand. Right. And so like that, when you're like, oh, that's a bug. I don't even know what would be going on or why would it happen one time and not another time. Like I can't even fathom that, but whatever. Still afraid of it. Wife is bugging me as well. Oh, yeah. after having gone over to John's house, you know, my buddy Gers, after going over to his house and playing with his laser cutter, I'm glad I didn't try that. I put it outside. Put it outside. I don't know. I mean, anyways, good luck. I didn't do it to hurt you. I sent it to you because you're a great guy and I wanted to do something nice, and I hope I didn't cause you grief. Okay, on to something better. Here we go. So ESP home at the top. So I don't need any substitutions. I'm just gonna leave out substitutions completely on the new one. And then this new one, we will post this new one as a like example. Okay, so you guys can do this. It is gonna stink. Yeah, it's gonna stink. It's gonna make smoke and it's gonna stink. Yeah, put it in the garage. Printer is awesome. I love the 2-color. Good. That's great to hear, man. I'm glad. Super, super glad. I'm getting more Elegoo printers too. They're going to send me some more printers. They're going to send me, I guess, the Neptune 4, which is supposed to print. Here's a squirrel, right? Here we go again. The Neptune 4 is supposed to print at 500 millimeters per second. Instead of, I mean, what are we printing at normally? Like 50? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's still a bed slinger. It's still a regular rip wrap or whatever they're, you know, the Ender 3 style that have been. So I don't know how it can go that fast and be accurate, but we're going to find out. We're going to test it. And they're also sending resin, the 12K resin printer. Jackson's very excited about that. He wants to make little, you know, D&D miniatures or Gloomhaven miniatures. New feature coming soon to ESP Home is a middle click on edit to open a new tab. Oh, excellent. Well, that'd be nice. Thank you, Graham. Thank you for your work, by the way. You're fantastic. You already know this, but you are. Okay. All right, ESP Home there. Let's copy over here. So I don't need this name and comment. So I've already got the name, friendly name, whatever, fine. Bang, bang. Those are done. ESP32 board is ESP32 dev. Type, framework type is Arduino. Done. Logger, fine. OTA, fine. API, fine. I would say, like, on the example, I won't put this in there. But anyways. Well, I guess what we'll need to put in, it will be everything after this, right? Because this is what happens. This is what it gives you when you do the setup, just generic, right? So I'm going to just do everything after this, right? So if you are going to set up one of these on a Dig2go, you'll have all this already done if you just follow what I just did. So I'm not going to change any of that. I think that's wise. I'm going to do something smart for a change. All of the additional stuff, we're just going to put down here. And it's going to be everything after. So we've got Wi-Fi. And then this put in the access point. Great. If it can't connect to Wi-Fi, it'll give you an access point. Fine. Captive portal. Fine. I would like the what is it you put in there to get the web server, guys? You put something in there so you can go to the IP address and play with it. I want to put that in there too. Really messy stuff. I know, EJ. I have one and I've used it twice in 3 years. So it is messy, but I think they've gotten better. We'll see. Dr. Z, you talking to a patient is probably how I feel talking to GoDaddy technical support. They know less than Sergeant Schulz from I know nothing. That's sad. That's sad, but probably true. That GoDaddy technical support doesn't know anything. I have James Peterson. He's a master. He is the master when it comes to the web stuff for me. He's done a great job for me for years now. It's been great. All right, moving on. We're going to put in all this other stuff. So logger, API, encryption, we got a Wi-Fi. Okay, so everything else is all from here down. So the I2S audio, and we have 2 buses in this case. And we dealt with this last time. Graham, I don't remember if it was you or Jesse or somebody. Web server port 80. Is that what I put in there? Just web server port 80? Do I need to just I thought it was one line. Web server component creates a simple web interface. Enabling the component will take up a lot of memory. It may decrease stability, especially on an 8266. I did not know that. Yeah, I don't think we need to on different lines. Oh, you do need to put the port. Yeah, web server port 80. There it is. Okay. Okay. Let's do put that. I think you guys think that's a reasonable thing to put. I do think that's important. I like having that because sometimes if Home Assistant isn't communicating with it very well, which I don't know why it wouldn't, but if you can go directly to it, I like having that. Okay. So in the Dig2go, because we're adding the speaker to different pins than the microphone. So the microphone is I2S and the speaker is I2S, but because the microphone is already hardwired, it's already soldered on the board in here for the Dig2go, we're using different pins, and so we're using a separate I2S bus. So you have to have two I2S buses, or would that be bus I? Okay, two I2S buses. And then here's our microphone setup. Well, let's just copy these things one at a time, just for the sake of making it followable. All right, so we're gonna copy over the I2S audio section. Go. All right, and then the microphone section here. And this is using, as you can see, it says it's using bus 0, which is this. And if you went to Quindor's website and looked at the Dig2go, you would see that those are the pins that the microphone is connected to. So that's why we created this bus 0. We told ESP Home that this is the bus that the microphone is connected to, right? As long as you're not using Bluetooth, as it takes a lot of cycles in memory. Okay. Well, if it's a problem, or if you don't think you need it, you can take out this web server part. It would be good to use Bluetooth. That's the other thing I need to still get into. I say it all the time, but Bluetooth proxy, around the house. And we were talking to, who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody last stream about the BMS. Here we go, squirreling again. The BMS, the battery management system up at the wHobbit-House. That it's got an app that runs on Bluetooth, and we were talking about how could we bridge Bluetooth to Wi-Fi and somehow make that work. I don't know if we can, but the ESP S3 supports 5 wake words. IRC. It would be cool if we could use that in ESP Home. Probably soon. Probably soon. I like the button. I'm okay with the button thing instead of a wake word because you can almost hide the button. I don't know. I'm gonna try it with like a Zigbee button, like a battery operated Zigbee button. Make a little badge that you wear and you touch it or something like that, or put it on a wand. Even, and you touch the button on the wand, even though, I'm doing this for my grandkids, really. You touch, I don't have any yet, but when I do, and I will, you touch the button and then you say the word, and then it hears you, whatever. Anyway, not the word. So then you don't need a wake word. You have a wake button, basically. All right. Voice assistant, microphone, on text to speech end, media player, play media, lambda, return X. Okay, so this is where the voice assistant, is this where it talks back to you? Or it gives you a response? Must be. Okay. All right, and then we've got a couple binary sensors. So this is the button. That's the GPIO 0 button. Friendly name button. Okay, so we need to change that because that's a substitution thing, right? So that's not gonna work. We need to change that. Trying to connect a wireless remote arrives today. Ooh. You mean to the Dig2go? That worked so well, didn't it? The IR remotes? That worked so well, which is another thing that we could do. I didn't even think about that. This has an IR receiver in it. We could set up ESP Home. We could set up the IR receiver. We need to set up the IR receiver in the ESP Home sketch as well. Shoot, it's incomplete. Dang it. Back to the drawing board. All right, we're going to change this. Instead of friendly name, because I don't have a friendly name up there. Of course, I could do it. I'm just going to do Dig2go voice beta. D2 2G voice beta button. Okay. All right. On press, voice assistant start. On release, voice assistant stop. So see, I don't see why you can't, you should be able to just call this service when you have something else, like an automation that you press the button and, that happens. Have to mount it so the sensor can see the remote. Oh, good point. Yeah, because it's going to have to be visible. Good point. Not sure it's useful then. DrZzs is a friendly name. Thank you, John. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's good points are good enough. If we're going to use that, I need to put it in there for completeness sake, but you're right. But wouldn't that be awesome then if you could press the button and it would do different things? You could press the button and make it say different sounds and stuff. Oh my gosh. I'm such a kid with this stuff. I like. And if you guys, if you noticed, you might not have on the video that we posted about the claw machine, one of the comments was, why? That was all. Just why? And I answered, we skipped why and went straight to how. And I think that's a lot of the times what I get into on this. It's not so much why, like why do it? Just do it because you can, Anyways. All right. So there's the binary sensor. That's the button. That's just saying when you press that button, it listens, and when you let go, it stops. Okay. Media player toggle, media out. That's an interesting on just a click. I wonder what that's about. Okay. Now here is the media player. The platform is I2S. Media out. Friendly name. We're going to copy this, paste it over here. So when I do this, because of all this, I should probably use friendly name. Okay, let's vote. Let's have a vote. Who says DrZzs should bite the bullet and just use friendly name? Up at the top, use substitutions. Stop messing around. Can also connect LEDs to make it change color when listening if a pipeline fails. That'd be a great idea. Well, could we use these LEDs we're going to connect to the pigtail? I guess so. It's got an internal. I think the internal LED is just green, though. This one doesn't have an LED like the Atom Echo. So should I just use friendly name? I knew Sir Goodenough was going to. He always makes me do the hard stuff. Fine. You only get one vote, SG. You don't get 3 votes just because you're watching 3 different ways. Okay. Friendly name. Fine. Now I can probably put it, let's put it down here at the bottom, because what I want to do is just tell somebody that you can take your Dig2go. You set it up. It'll give you the basic ESP home sketch here. And then you can just paste everything below this and it'll work. That's what I want to do. But then under ESP home, I could put substitutions anywhere, right? Substitution, name, and friendly name. So anywhere I wrote name, let's just do friendly name. Press thumbs up for friendly name. There you go. Okay. We're going to take this substitutions. We're going to put it down here. We're going to put it right above the web server because that's where we started. And I think we're going to take out that name. We're just going to do friendly name. And the friendly name is going to be Dig2go voice beta in my case. By the way, I haven't saved this in a while. I don't want to lose all this. And then now everywhere that I had Dig2go voice beta, I'm going to put this in. Like here. And friendly name is already there. That was the only spot. Yeah. Okay. Are we good there? What do you think? So now you just change it. You change whatever you want the friendly name to be is right here. And then that will name your, there'll be lights and stuff in a minute too, but that'll name your button, your media player, and then all these other things as well. All right. And this is just to go back for a second to the I squared S part we were talking about, this is the section that assigns the speaker. So because of this section, you're going to be able to make sound out of the speaker, but this is on the other I squared S bus, which is bus 1. And this is the data output pin, and the other pins were defined right here. The LR clock and the B clock. All right. Mono versus stereo. I wish I could get these other, let's talk about these amplifiers for a second. Don't burn my retinas. Oh wait, when I do that though, when I go dark mode on this, everything disappears. Last night I was messing around and I was working on this, and I was on dark mode, and like my Home Assistant, the whole thing wouldn't come up, and I'm like, what the heck? I can't see anything. Where's it at? Where's it at? I thought it was broken. It was just because I had the dark mode on and it all disappeared. Okay. Let's look at these. Let's go to Amazon real quick and look at these microphones, or these amplifiers I just bought, because I thought they would be really great. And maybe Graham or somebody, you guys can tell me why they are not working. Let me find which ones they are, since the model number is not actually written on the board. Silly thing. Here we go. And I thought I got these because they were listed on the ESP Home page, but maybe not. PCM 5102A. So if we go here, and if we do media player, I think comments are allowed. So a comment here and there, like above substitutions, to let them know to change the name would be handy. Good call. Good call. Well, let's do that. If you have a friendly name in the ESP Home section, then it automatically adds the friendly name in Home Assistant. Then no need for subs. What? Oh, so I don't need the substitution section? So if in ESP Home, if I have friendly name right here, then I can just put friendly name down here and it'll work? Gilly, what's up? Oh, you like playing Joust? Hey, did you see my arcade video? That was one of my favorite games. Oh, actually, I didn't put that on there. I left that part out. But yeah, Joust, Dig2go, some of my favorite arcade games. How's it going? Thanks for being here. Yeah, Graham, explain yourself. You mean I don't need this? Sorry, I don't need this substitution section if I put, if friendly name is already here under ESP Home, it's basically doing this for me. And then we can just put friendly name like that in where we want it. Is this thing you say true? Without the friendly. Not sure I understand that part. I love Joust. It's a great game. Oh yeah, we were looking up these media player, ESP Home. Let's look this up. Media player component. Why does this look so funny? It's going right to this. Oh, it's because it's so small. It's not giving me the full page. That's what I'm looking for. Substitutions, ESP Home name, name, ESP Home name. Gosh, so Dutch Tarsus, you said you've got those PMC 5102A. They work fine with ESP Home. Okay. Well, I won't go chasing it down then. If you say it works, I'll just have to keep playing with it and try and get it to work. We'll swap it out. We'll swap it out here in a minute. And once we get this done, we'll try it on this new one. And then, yeah, we'll prove it right or wrong, I suppose. You can drop the whole friendly name stuff. Really? So so I can drop, so under name, I don't have to put any name in here and it'll just name it. So I can take out all this. And it'll just give it a name. That makes sense. That totally makes sense. All right, DrZzs is here. What's happening, buddy? Should I give a little hint about your what you're making, John? Next? No. Just leave the button part. I'm so confused. I should probably just read it, right? Let's probably read it. Should we do it? Should we take a minute and do that? All right, I will explain. So John wants me to share. So the next video that John's working on is it's a ride along, like a riding Hungry Hippo game. So we got some hoverboards with the seats on them. Have you seen those? They put these like adaptable, these seats on them that are, you sit in them and then you control it by like leaning, I think. And then it's got like a thing and just one wheel to kind of stabilize it so you can sit. Okay, so we're going to sit on those hoverboards. And then John is creating a Hungry Hippo head that will go on the end of the thing. And we'll put it on a court, you know, maybe a basketball court or something like that. Throw a bunch of little balls there and everybody have a goal. And you just drive your little hoverboard out and you press with your foot, you press the pedal and you grab balls with this little Hungry Hippo head. What could possibly go wrong? This is the name sent to the front end. Okay. So it doesn't need a name. It's a perfect plan. All right, I'm going to take this out. Graham, would you post a link to the ESP Home page that talks about that so I can just read it and understand it perfectly? You're doing a fine job of trying to explain it, but I'm just because again, my ignorance, I don't understand. I'm just a doctor. In the meantime, let's keep copying and pasting this in, and we'll come back and sort that out. Because I do want to do it in the easiest way possible, right? For anybody that wants to copy this. All right, so media player was next. We did media player. We did binary sensor. There's media player. Next is the light. So we're taking a very capable, very awesome LED controller, and we're taking out all of its very awesome LED functionality. Not all of it, though. Not all of it. Just some of it. All right. So ESP Home does have the ability to do some effects and obviously create lights and do RGB output. So that this section does that. So we're going to do that. And we're going to use, I wrote on here, I called this pigtail because the Dig2go has a place to plug in the little pigtail. And then it's got a three wire JST connector so that it very easily can connect to the standard LED strip of whatever kind you've got. You don't have to solder or do anything funny. So we're going to use those pins. And that's what this stuff is. So it's this pin, it's this chipset, the WS2812, no big deal. You put in here the number of LEDs. I don't know exactly how many I've got in these rings right now, but I said 150 because there's a lot. I don't think there's that many, but there's a lot. And then here's some effects. There may be some other effects. You can customize effects. There's a whole section in ESP Home about that. You can look at there and see if there's ones that you want. I'm just going with some of these. Some of them are just kind of fun. Okay. Can't it just be commented out just in case? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. Next thing, switch. Oh, this is important because the Dig2go has a I guess it's like a little relay, right, Quindor, that turns off the output to the LEDs. And in this case, we're not going to do that. We're going to just bypass that. And we're going to just tell it to always be on, right? So, but this GPIO 12 is the pin that controls that little internal relay. So we got to have this whole switch piece called out so that it'll leave that on. Otherwise, if you don't have this and you can plug in LEDs and it'll show you that there's a light in Home Assistant, you turn it on, turn it off, do all that, nothing will come out if you don't have that. Is that true, fellas? Is that true, Quindor? Okay. That was for the audio amp. This is for the audio amp? Maybe I'm wrong, which is fine. I'm not going to bother trying to explain if I'm going to be wrong. I thought that's what that was for. Could be wrong. Graham knows much better. Yep, you need to enable the relay, otherwise no positive output of the LED plug. Okay. That's what happens with the delay. Graham was answering a different thing. Okay. All right, moving on. This is the fun of the servo. Yay, servo. All right, so the servo, we need this little section here that just says we're going to have a servo, and it's going to have, it's tied to these other things, right? The servo has an ID, and the output has an ID, basically. And then we have to define the output. That's here. The reason that this says it's got red squiggly lines is because we haven't put this other part in yet, this output part. Now that we've got this output part, it's basically just going to do a PWM, and it's going to send it on pin 23, which is where I'm going to connect the relay, or where I have connected the relay. Oh, good. Last time too, as the 5-volt output pin. Oh, awesome. All right, and then this is really cool. This is important. This basically makes the slider in Home Assistant that controls the servo. Okay, so we pop that in here. Okay, and that should be it. Let's now go back and sort out this name thing, shall we, pals and gals? Okay, let's sort this out. Let's sort out this naming stuff here in ESP Home just for a minute. We're gonna just go through this so that I can have an understanding, a better understanding. And we're gonna turn off this, which means you can't see that. Oh wait, before we get too far, let's save this. Okay. Now, all right. So names. As ESP Home section will be there already. Why is the searching not giving me what I'm looking for here? Yeah, there's so much good stuff that ESP Home does. Graham, are you the king of ESP Home? Dark mode coming to the docks too. Excelente. The search is bad in the docs. Okay, good. It's not me. It's not that I'm doing it wrong. Good. That's helpful. That helps. Sensor, core, platforms, binary sensor, output, light, switch, button, fans, cover, media player, components, cookbook, additional customs, miscellaneous components. It's in core. Okay. Oh, core components right here. Deep sleep, power supply, logger, web server, network, Wi-Fi, just core. Okay. All right. Here you have some specific core information ESP Home needs to create the firmware. Most importantly, this is the section of the configuration where you'll specify the name of the node. Excellent. ESP Home, name, comment, living room controller. Great. Configuration variables. Name required string. Good. This is the name of the node. It should always be unique in your ESP Home network. May only contain lowercase characters, digits, and hyphens. And can be at most, so okay, we know what that one's been there, okay. Friendly name, optional. This is the name sent to the front end. That's what you were saying, is if we have friendly name under ESP Home, then that will make the entities necessary, right? Advanced option, build path, platform includes comments, name, add math suffix, old style platform options. Still don't get exactly what happens. Node name, changing the ESP Home node name. Name of the node or the address in the network. You can do so with use address option. Change the device name. Project information. Minimum ESP Home version. Dang. Well, once again, what I'm hoping. Oh, see, it's a good thing I saved. It's a good thing I saved, because that would have just lost it. All right, if we have ESP Home friendly name, then we don't need this, correct? Just fiddling. And then when we say, do we just leave name off of these then? I guess that's the other thing, is if we go back here, if we just find anything, any sensor, when we're going to name it, name, optional. Okay, this is optional string, the name for the sensor. At least one of ID and name must be specified. So you either need ID or you need name. Note, here it is. This is it, finally. If you have a friendly name set for your device and you want the sensor to use that name, you set name none. That's what we need. Yes. Okay. Got it. Boom. Excellent. Okay. So, did it again. Wait, was that the right one? That's not the right one. This one. All right, so now, in that case, what we're going to do for all of these places, we're going to leave the IDs because the IDs get used by other components. But any place that it says name, like here, we're just going to say none. And then it will give it a name based on the friendly name in ESP Home. If you have a button and the name is button 1 and you have a friendly name, Dig2go Voice, set, then you'll get Dig2go Voice button 1 in Home Assistant. Oh, I see. Oh. Okay, I see. So you can't, whatever you set it as, so if I didn't say none, if I said binary sensor, the thing is it'll say binary sensor dot Dig2go Voice binary sensor, right? I'm just going to have it say Dig2go, I'm going to have it binary sensor Dig2go Voice. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it as none. I like that. You guys okay with that? Complaints? Any complaints? Still need the name button? Really? I can't have name none? That's a bummer. Really? It'll add friendly name before button. Gotcha. So I could, so in this case, I'm going to have it, I'm going to say servo. Do I have to have it in quotes? So I'm going to say servo there because number, and then it'll say Dig2go servo. We want that. That we want. Oh, you know what else? Let's go to the media player. let's see. For this, it'll be a light already, so I'm not going to name that one. That's fine. We'll leave that. Media player, I am going to call this speaker because I do want it to. I want it to say media player, Dig2go voice to speaker. I got it. I figured it out. Actually, happy Sunday, Martin. How's it going? All right. When I say I figured it out, I think it's kind of funny because, oh, and this, you know what? You're right. I think you're right. We should probably say button. So binary sensor, we should say button on this one. Button. Button. Anything else? So the voice assistant will have it spelling on servo. Did I spell servo wrong? Yeah, you're good. Servo. Thank you. Thanks, SG. Servo. Knucklehead. Thank you. Okay, let's take a gander through this one more time and see if we got it all. I think we did. All right, so again, everything up here should be what it comes with from the basic setup. All the way down to captive portal, right? Oh, now I don't need substitutions. So let's take that out. Substitutions, we don't need because we're using the ESP home name version of that, or friendly name version, I'm sorry. This is the actual like name as it's defined, but we're using the other one. Control S will save. Yeah, thank you. Okay, 32. Okay, all this is going to stay the same, and that's going to be what comes from your basic setup. MST 3000. I don't know what MST 3000 is. Oh, Servo. I don't know what that means exactly, but okay. So web server, we decided we wanted. We're going to do the I2S audio. We got that right. Microphone, great. Voice assistant, great. We don't need names for any of those. Binary sensor, the name we got figured out. It's got an ID. We're using that ID in other places probably, so don't change it. Media player, same thing, ID. Don't change it. Light, we're not going to name it because it's going to have a name. Switch is internal. We don't need to externally reference that at all. Servo, we leave that. Okay, output number. Okay, so let's put a comment right here and just say paste everything below for Dig2go voice assistant and magic box. Smiley face. Okay. There we go. All right. Should we try it? Let's try and install it. Okay, so I got the Dig2go here that this sketch was initially set up for, and we're gonna give it a go. Let's try and install it and see what happens. It is plugged into the computer, although I find that let's do it wirelessly instead. So I do get a lot of these yellow errors using the Dig2go in this way. Strapping pin. GPIO 4 is a strapping pin. GPIO 0 is a strapping pin. Does that just mean that they're important for some things, and so you want to be real careful when you use them so that you don't get messed up? You don't mess something up? We're not going to have time to get to the matrices today. We're not going to be able to build anything with them today. We cannot end this stream without looking together at the Las Vegas LED dome. And we'll talk a little bit about my idea. Can potentially put the ESP in a different booting mode, etc. Gotcha. Yeah, okay. If that's all it is, that's fine, right? We know that. We're aware of that. Don't hold down the button and turn it on. This is what the external packages do. Not certain how it works, but you could save this bottom part as a gist. And they just add a link. Oh, right. The packages thing. Oh, good point. Oh, yeah. And then and then if we update the package part, we update the gist or the GitHub, then every time somebody just puts in that line that says package this, it'll just go there and grab it, right? And then if it updates or changes, it'll grab it. Yeah, then you can edit them as breaks. It's probably smart. I will set up a gist, and then if somebody wants to use that, they can do it that way themselves. Jesse, how's it going, man? How's things? Thanks for being here. Have you been watching? You know what we're up to? I was going to say something else about the... I did just joined. Oh, good. Well, we did this before, but we're doing it again, and we've added some things. Using the Dig2go as a Home Assistant voice box, but I'm also adding, well, so I added the speaker before, but I'm also adding, what did I add? Oh, the servo. That was really the thing I added. Adding the servo. So it's a voice, it's a Home Assistant voice. So it's got the button, it's got the microphone obviously is included, it's got a speaker output, it's got LED output, and it's got a servo output. Sweet, eh? All right, there it goes. Looks like it's working. Let's give it a try. Turn off. Oh, let's see. That's not quite right.
Sorry. I couldn't understand that.
Oh, I'm pressing the wrong one, doofus. Like, why isn't it? There it is. I'm pressing the wrong button. All right, let's see if it understands me. Turn off office light. Yep, there it goes. Turned off switch. Great. Okay, so that's working, but nothing's hooked up to it. So now we got to hook things up to it. All right, so let's hook some things up to it. We will we'll keep this simple and cannibalize some other things here. You would think I would have more stuff available out here, but we're gonna just take this one off there. All right, let's go to this overhead camera for a minute. Okay, pigtail for LEDs. Boop, we're gonna go there. We're gonna just put this little tiny LED ring on it. I'll just use the last ring because I have it handy, not because I'm really gonna have the ring in there, just because I have it handy. And now that this only has a handful of LEDs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I forgot where I started counting. No, 16 looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, it's 17. Go figure. All right, so we're going to go back in here. We're going to update. We're going to change this to 17. Do I care? I'm not sure I care. I'll update it another time. I'll put it in here, and then I just won't update the sketch just yet. That's fine. Just save it. Okay, so there's that. What else do we have to hook up? We have to hook up the speakers. Let's try again with this this other amplifier. Now, one possibility. Oh, you can see one possibility of the problem here. Maybe that's not better than this. Nope, that is better. One possibility of our problem here is this little amplifier has a 3.5 millimeter jack, but it also has pins on the back here that say, right, left, and ground. So I thought, oh, I can just hook that up, right? Back to work. Oh, happy Monday, Jesse. Yeah, that's right. Well, thanks for stopping by. That's right. Jesse's on the dark side of the world. Anyways, I wonder if maybe I'm mistaken in my assumption that you can connect to these. Who was it that said they were using one of these? They were using one of these kinds of amplifiers? Do you connect to these pins, or do you stick the speaker jack in there? I could just do the speaker jack thing and see if that works. I was really excited about this because I got speakers that use that. All right. Well, let's get some jumpers and hook up the rest of this stuff. All right, glasses. So now, oops, sorry, I hit the microphone. All right, we're gonna need 5 jumper wires. So we're gonna need a power jumper wire, and we need it to be female on one end and male on the other. I have so many jumper wires. Female on one end, male on the other. There we go. These will work. Some of them. All right. Wait, those pins are line output. It doesn't have amp on the board. Really? Does that, I mean, this thing does have an amplifier on it though, right? This board, it has an amp. Decoder, oh, does it not? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at somebody who's even talking about ESP Home. Works great with ESP Home Assistant. Use audio file, my doorbell sound setup. Great. So I need an amplifier besides this? Oh, I did not know this. This is just the digital to analog converter. Oops. Oh, well then. Well, that explains it. Okay. Well, we're going to skip that then. We're going to, because I would have to, I mean, I guess I could hook it up to headphones maybe. I had no idea. That's so silly. So then I would need, might still work, just might not be very loud. Yeah, I couldn't get anything out of it, and it might just be that it's not loud enough to get anything out unless I had like, you know, plugged in headphones. The other thing is do I have a battery powered speaker? I know I do, but it's down in the garage. Anyways, that solves the mystery. So how about, is there something like this that has an amp connected to it as well? Because I think these are going to be better than the other ones that I have. The other ones that I have are okay, but I think these are going to be better. Crystal earpiece. Okay. All right. Let's keep connecting. All right. So we're gonna get some of these. Female on one end, male on the other. There we go. These will work. Oh, those are female. No matter what I do, I cannot keep my jumpers organized. No matter how many times I go through it, they still become a jumbled mess. All right. On the Dig2go, let's look up the Dig2go for a second. Oh, I don't need that because Quindor has the anti-retina burning installed already. All right, so these are the pins that stick out the top of the Dig2go. I could actually probably zoom in this thing. Let's zoom this guy in. I have an amplified speaker. I can test my. I could. I'd have to dig. I need to have an easier way to control this so that I can do this quickly. The zoom on this. Okay. How about I just leave this up? That's what I should do. Okay, sorry, it's grainy, isn't it? So it's not focused. I'm going to focus it too. Better. It is a little grainy, but that's probably a low light issue. Okay. I could try that. I just don't know. I'd have to dig, but I'd have to dig under my desk to unplug it. Do I have another speaker? Yes. Is that USB though? I can't remember. Anyways, we'll have to play with it. Okay. All right. So on top of the Dig2go, we've got these pins, and the way that we're looking at them on the pin out over here is in this orientation. Okay. Pin out, real life. Pin out, real life. Okay. Now we're going to take 5 volts and ground for the, actually it could be 5 volts, it could be 3 volts, but we're going to go 5 volts to the amplifier. Okay, we're going to start with the amplifier. So I've got this already. This is one of the other amplifiers, the Max, right? This is the Max 98357A, which is a DAC and an amp on the same board. And it sounds okay. Could sound better, but it sounds okay. It's got pretty easy to read pins. I actually really like the other one for the ease of use on the pins. So voltage in is going to be there. And then we're going to do ground. We're going to make ground white. And now we've got 3 more pins, and these are going to be connected to, we have to look over here at what we put in the sketch. So the speaker out, digital out is GPIO 25. So that's the top one. I'm going to make that a white one. So that's going to be number 25. That's up there. And that's going to be white. And it's going to be the DIN, which is the 3rd pin over. Okay. There we go. And then we've got to do the other 2 pins for the I2S. And this is bus number 1. So it's going to be 21 and 22. So that's the 2 at the bottom. Let's get them right. So we've got blue and purple. So blue, let's see, which one's which? LR clock and B clock. So we're going to go, LR clock is going to be blue. All right. LR clock is blue. B clock is purple. So LR clock is 21 and B is 22. And it just works out that that puts the pins in order. That puts the wires in order. So that's kind of nice, except that you have to jump over here for the data pin. But that's okay, the output pin. All right, so that should make the speaker noise. Let's try it. Turn off office light. Nothing. Wonder why. I got these switched maybe. L is 21. Output's 25. In is 25. Turn off office light. Got nothing. All right, somebody just subscribed. VOIP guy. We're gonna do. Wonder why that's not working. Well, in the meantime, we're gonna try the servo. We're gonna try the servo, and I've actually been using the servo on the 3-volt output. So there are pins over here on the Dig2go that are 3 volts output. So we're gonna say white is the 3 volts and black is the ground. So there's that. And then this is the output for the servo right there. Is there a ground to the amp? Yeah, the white one here is ground. Oh no. Might have to power it down and power it back up. All right, so that should be everything connected. We should have the LEDs connected. Let's go into Home Assistant and see if let's go into Home Assistant and see now if we've got the components. So we're gonna go, what did we call it? D to G. Voice. Great. Here's the components. Let's go. Let's look at related. Oops, this one. Oh, no, that's my other one. That's my other one. Did it not pick them up yet? This voice beta. Okay, well, we can try the controls here. Oops, sorry. We can try the controls here. Let's see what it does. No. Oh, the lights came on. Oh, that's the light. This is the servo. Yeah. Okay, it's working. Okay, so here we go. There you go. So. Great. And then the light is just bright. Oh, I can do an effect though. Oh, that's bright. Yeah. Shouldn't be that bright. There we go. Now you can see those are working. So then it's just the output. So let's just try. Let's go back to ESP Home. Let's go D2go voice beta. Oh, do I need like a restart of Home Assistant? It looks like some of those devices haven't been brought in. I'm going to just reset the thing. I don't think that'll do it. I think I might need Home Assistant to... Oh, I should go to the logs. It was working before. Let's go to the logs. Okay. Take a second. All right, here's the logs. If I press the button, okay, it's working. Turn off office light. Sorry, I couldn't understand that. Turn off office light. Why is he saying I couldn't understand it? As office. Okay, but it's not outputting to the speaker. Why not? So why is there no... Maybe let's try to reload it. Let's try... Oh, let's go to the voice. Let's go to assist and see if it's it's showing up as one of the assistants we can choose from. No, that's not how it goes. We can go to media, and we can go to text to speech and cloud, and then we can try and choose. See, it's not showing up here as a media. Oh, wait, there it is. There it is. No, nothing. Okay, so something's wrong there. Let's try a different amp. Maybe the amplifiers, maybe I messed up this amplifier somewhere along the way. Certainly possible. So we'll try this other one, which we know is working because I was using it on the other device. And just make sure that our output is working right. Okay. So 5 volts and ground. We're going to go back to our pin out, make sure we're putting this in right. Ground goes on the bottom. 5 volts is next to it. Okay. The brown is the DIN. That goes up at the top. And L is at the bottom and B is above it. All right, so now we got a different speaker setup here. I just swapped out the amp and the speaker just to see if that was the problem. We're going to go back here and try again. Okay, so that was the problem. That particular amplifier was no bueno, which is probably why my magic box wasn't singing in the first place. Okay, sweet. I'm going to go here and find media player. Why is it not showing up? Go voice media player. No, it's not showing that media player in here. That's so weird. Anyways, maybe it'll show up eventually. All right. So back to this other non-amplified one. Man, what a bummer. I guess I could just stick a headphone in there and see if it works, or that's a phooey. Well, I will have to report back on this once I can go get a speaker and connect it to this other amplifier. So anyways, what do you think? Tony, thanks for subscribing. I know you've been here a long time. There you go. Do this for you. So let's summarize this for a minute. Let's summarize. That song lasts a long time. I didn't realize that song was so long. Okay, we're going to summarize real quick. All right, so in summary, we took the Dig2go, very capable, awesome ESP32 based LED controller, and we converted it into a Home Assistant voice assistant. We attached a speaker so that we can play sounds from Home Assistant and text to speech, and it will answer us like, turn off office light. Turned off switch, it said. Okay. We still have LED output from the Dig2go, and we've added servo output so we can move a servo. And we've used up all the pins. Okay. It's using the microphone that's built in there, which is pretty good. You can be several feet away. It still works great. There you go. We're done. Excelente. Questions? Concerns? Chistes, chismes? You guys ready to go look at the Las Vegas LED dome before we sign off? That's what I've been waiting for. I know that's what you guys have been waiting for. Let's go check it out. Okay. That's a success, by the way. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. That's the backbones now for my Magic Box. And once again, if you have any experience or references for animatronics that would be better, let me know. I have a hard time. I'm sure I could do some animatronic stuff where it's like I can move the mouth of the dragon or do things. But I want it to have an output. I want it to listen. I want it to have LEDs. Maybe that stuff can all happen. It can all happen with some other animatronic thing, but I don't know. I want it. I want to learn how to do these kinds of things better. So this is what I know, and this is how I can take what I know and make it do what I want. All right, Las Vegas LED dome. This Las Vegas sphere. Look at this flipping thing. We're gonna go to videos, and this is, yeah, this will work. The future is here. This is a massive dome of LEDs in Las Vegas. The world's largest LED screen. And it was like $2 billion to build this thing. It's massive. I guess inside it's like an arena or something. Yeah, look inside. It seats 18,000 people, hosts a wide range of events. So you know this NBA mid-season tournament, if you've heard of that? The NBA is doing a mid-season tournament now. The championship's gonna be in Vegas. I bet you it's there. 18,000 people. All right. Oh, thank you for using the re-up on the subscribe. No, those are good enough on the Prime subscription. Thank you. Sphere is scheduled to open in September 23 with U2 as the venue's first headlining act. And it's a full moon every night. Can it run Doom? So I want to build one. Yeah, re-up your Prime sub now. If you have Amazon Prime, which I think everybody does, if you go to Twitch, you can subscribe and use your Amazon Prime. It's free. It just comes out of Jeff Bezos' pockets, not yours. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Sir Good Enough, for the reminder. I think I know how to build one of these, or at least I have an idea of how to start putting it together. What I'm gonna do, or at least the where I'm at now, you pixel heads know that there's this like strip. I can't remember what they call it, but it's a strip of plastic that's pretty flexible in one dimension, anyways, one direction. You put the pixels in it, and they're maybe an inch apart. You can maybe space them out to 2, but you put those pixels in it, and you could. So I think what we'll do is we'll wrap that around. And then we'll make a bigger one and wrap that around. Now, and just keep doing that. Just keep doing that. Keep doing that. The other really important part of this is going to be how are you going to make that structure? How big? Good question, James. I think we, under the gazebo roof, oh, that would be cool, right? Oh, that would be super cool. Good thinking, John. I think to start, like, I'm going to build one, and I want it to be about 6 feet tall. I'm going to start saying 6 feet tall. You built one dome with dirt. Now you're going to build one with LEDs. That's right. You got it, Graham. We're going to build an LED dome. How it's going to be controlled, what it's going to be able to display, that's going to be a whole other monster. But I think if we get it built on a scale that's manageable for DIYers, that's the beginning. And then it's a community thing, right? Everybody's got to try and come up with how are we going to display stuff on this. Okay. We could use matrix things, but they're not going to look quite right because you're going to have a different number at the bottom than at the top. Bruno, how's it going? Later. See you later. See you, Quindor. Thanks for being here. Don't forget, everybody, we got all of our LED controllers in stock. Come and get them. Permatrack in stock. Come get it. This video sponsored by Permatrack and Quindor. Not really. It is, really. This be on Kickstarter soon? No. No. Okay, so we're going to go LEDs in the strips. We're going to go around. We're going to get bigger. I'm going to figure out how, like, what angles we're going to need to be and stuff. But then what to build the framework out of. So a couple ideas for the framework. If we bent pipe, like PVC, bend PVC pipe, we would need a frame to put it on, and then we'd have to bend it around that. We could do it with, thank you very much, DJ, for subscribing. Appreciate it. Thank you. We'll do this one. We haven't done this one today. Wonder if there's new Govee curtain things would make it easier. I don't know what the Gobi curtains are, but I can look at them. I know that there are some flexible types of LEDs, but I don't know. You know, you can't just take like a 2D square and lay it on a dome and make it work, right? You have to fold it and you have to cut it, and then you're all messed up. We could bend PVC, we could bend conduit or something. We could cut plywood. You could stack things like this way as well. Like when I first did the Hobbit door, like the prototype for the Hobbit door, I took a 2x4, cut a bunch of slices in it, soaked it in the bathtub. Mrs. Ease was not happy about that. Soaked it in the bathtub and then bend it, right? You could use X-lights, right, John? That's what I think. I think you could use X-lights, and X-lights would be able to say, oh, there's this many pixels here, this many here, this many here, this many here, and it would understand that. Anyway, so I was talking about the 2x4. So you could do that where we could bend 2x4s and just, you know, they're longer and then they stack up. That might be a decent way to do it. It'll be heavy. If you think of other ways, let me know. I'm going to be thinking about this nonstop because it's on my mind now. And I think that thing is just too cool and it's new. There's not that much stuff anymore that's new in the LED world. And when we're talking about these big pixel displays and stuff, I mean, that is a new thing. It's not two-dimensional. We've had trees, we've had mega trees. This is different than a mega tree, right? This is a mega sphere. And how much cool stuff could you do with that? Even John was pointing the LEDs inside, and being inside the sphere would be pretty awesome. Ooh, bouncy ball. A big ball. What about those balls that you get inside? Those inflatable things that you get inside. We could secure it to something like that. Oh, gigantic ball like that. Hey, Jordan, we're talking about the Las Vegas LED sphere and how we're going to make it residential size. Fab Shop tube bender would make the metal frame pretty easy. Yeah. Like you could just roll the metal, right? You just roll it. I don't know anybody with a metal shop, but I could probably find somebody. I know a place. At least one. Anyways, I like the bouncy space ball idea as the basis for it, you know? So, well, be thinking about it, fellas. Be thinking about it. We're going to be talking about it, and we're going to be building it. We're going to build 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 it. So be ready. Cover it with fiberglass to make a frame out of it, and then you can put the pixels through it. Oh, that's a genius idea too. I thought about that. I thought about, remember how you would make paper mache balloons, right? You make monsters or whatever. You take a balloon, cover it in paper mache, pop the balloon, and you got the shell. Something like that, right? Bouncy space ball, cover it with fiberglass. And I thought about that too, John. That's a great point. Could PCBWay make flexible circuit board in the shape of a sphere? I will contact my PCBWay lady and tell her I've got a project I think I would like some help to make. I would need some of their help, though, to do some of the engineering and some of the circuit board creation, because I can't do that. But I think that would be pretty awesome. So, all right. See you, Jesse. Jesse's gone. That means we're shutting down. Jesse leaves. We're down. We're done. Shutting down. No reason to stay after Jesse's gone. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for being here. Have a great Sunday. Have a great week. I should be good for streaming next week. Small chance I'll have to work, but I shouldn't have to work for very long. So worst case scenario, stream's just a little bit late next week. And next week we'll do the matrices, and I'll give you an update on if I've come up with any more ideas about the sphere. Okay? All right. There's no kids to call up. Everybody's gone. They're all partying in New York without me. I'm just here working to pay for it all. All right. But I'm not bitter. Not bitter. I'm not bitter. You're bitter. Floating Mickey head in a ball. That'll work. Disney Paris drones. Ooh, that'd be fun. Okay. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time. Adios. See you guys. Thanks for being here. Bye.